Happy Tuesday and welcome back to our June episode of Season Sunflower Hour. We are so happy that you are joining us tonight from wherever you're watching from. Hopefully we're getting some viewers from around the world. And if we are, we want to know. So make sure you head over to that comment section and let us know who's watching and where you're tuning in from, because we love hearing from you, and keep that up all throughout the show tonight. Well, we have so many exciting things, as always, some exciting guests, but I'm very excited to make this announcement tonight that you heard us talk about it last month. We had a matching gift campaign from an anonymous donor who stepped up and really wanted to help out spreading awareness, spreading love, and just helping the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter get closer to finding a cure and providing all of those incredible services. So for the month of May, this anonymous donor went to match $50,000 in the matching campaign, and the campaign has ended and we did it. We have raised the $50,000, which became $100,000. So that is so incredibly huge. That money is going to do a lot of really great things. So thank you so much to everybody that participated, that donated, that spread the word. No amount of effort or donations is too small. So thank you all for that so much. We appreciate it. And speaking of gratitude, I'm so grateful for everyone that is tuning in tonight. And if you haven't done it already, please head over to the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe and like our channel here on Twitch so that you get all the notifications, so that you never miss one of our live shows, because that would be a shame. We want you with us. So thank you for being part of the Sunflower Hour family. Some great fun is to come for tonight. I can promise you that. We also have another walk coming up. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the show, but I want to give you a little pre-reminder about this, that the Walk to Defeat ALS, the Northern Illinois Walk, is coming up on July 10th. And that is going to be here before we know it. There is still time to register. So if you haven't done that already, it's not too late. Sam will put the link up in the comment section for you to make it as easy as possible. We are always here to help you along every step of the way. So nothing is too intimidating. I promise you that. If I can figure it out, I know that you can figure it out. So that is coming up on July 10th. You can still register. You can still create your own walk team if you want to. You can join someone else's walk team. And we've got a couple of really, really great folks tonight that have walk teams. And if walking is not your thing, you can volunteer, because we're always looking for some extra help. And the beauty of it is, while it is an in-person walk, you can also do mini walks. If you're too far away, if you can't make it out, you can participate at every level. That link is already up in the comment section, so check that out. That is July 10th. And I love a little reminder. If you watched our past show, you saw a fabulous guest come on who is a director by the name of Cody. He was absolutely incredible. And he was is directing, actually, not past tense. He is directing an incredible play called The Luckiest. He shared all of that information on our show, gave us little sneak peeks and some secrets and hints on the play and what you're going to see. Well, the play has been extended. This is so exciting. So obviously you guys are loving it. It's been extended through June, called The Luckiest. And that's another thing I can promise you. You are not going to want to miss. That link is already up in the comment section, because Sam is incredible, as we know her to be. If you want to get tickets, you can head over there and check it out. You will walk out with all kinds of feelings, all kinds of feels, happy, laughing, crazy, sad. It's going to be a great night, so make sure you check that out. Further ado, I don't want to keep you away from these guests any longer, because we're going to want to soak up every second we have with them. Our first guest of the night is a retired preschool teacher, a loving wife, a mother of 4, and a grandmother of 6. So she stays very, very busy. She is a true queen in absolutely every sense of the word. Her light, positivity, and kindness is infectious and shines on all of those that she encounters. She has style and absolutely endless grace, and I can tell you that. I have seen it. Her charm, even officer, was smart enough to not let her get away, and even after 38 years of marriage, he still says that she takes his breath away. She really is a queen. So I couldn't imagine a more fitting name for this radiant, incredible woman. Please welcome Queen and her husband, John Sandifer.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. How you guys doing?
You know what? I always love it when guests come in with a round of applause for themselves. I love that. You are already celebrating this show.
We're glad to be here. We're glad to be here.
We are so glad to have you. And Queen, in 2009, you were diagnosed with ALS, and you have bulbar ALS, which tends to affect your vocal cords. So it strains your voice to talk a lot, and sometimes it is a little bit hard to understand you. So your amazing husband, John, has come on with you so that he can sort of be an extension of your beautiful voice. So yes, so we might not, John, you should get yourself in the picture. But even if we don't see you, John, we love you. We appreciate you being here. And we thank you for continuing to support Queen and being her voice.
She's more photogenic than I am.
I love it. A man that puts his woman in the spotlight. I love that. Well, speaking of love, actually, I want to dive right in with the love, because you hear me say it on the show all the time. I love love, and I love a great love story. And you two have a great love story. So how did you meet?
Okay. Well, actually, what happened was I was a Chicago police officer. And on the days that the crossing guards failed to show up, if that was on your beat, you would have to take that particular corner. And on this one particular day, well, she was on her way to school where she worked at, and wow, and I said, wow, that's all I could say was wow, you know, and I basically just followed her to school that day, and on subsequent days also, and I made it my business on the mornings that I could, even if I wasn't assigned to that corner, I would be at that corner.
My goodness, Queen, the power you have, girl. You just walked right up by and he just started following you. And here we are, 4 decades later, and he hasn't stopped.
That's correct.
You should bottle that power up, because I'd like to have some of that. I'd like to walk past Henry Cavill, or one of the Hemsworth brothers, and use some of that queen power on them. Well, I love this. You two are just so beautiful, and I love that. It just took one glimpse, and he was yours forever.
Thank you.
It's amazing. And I get it, because Queen, you are absolutely beautiful. And not only are you beautiful, but girl, you are styled to the nine. And I have to tell you that before I met you, before we even got to talk, and we were talking about you, and the common theme I heard from everybody was how completely fabulous you are, that you are always just dressed to the nine, looking fantastic, styled from head to toe, that you show up to the group support, all the events, that you're sort of the highlight. People are just waiting to see what you come in, because they love your style so much. So I want to know, little Miss Fashionista over there, what do you love most about fashion, and who are your favorite designers?
Queen says, I love to dress up with beautiful colors, bling, pearls, jewelry, purses, shoes. My favorite designers are Coach, Chanel, Burberry, and Louis Vuitton.
Girl, this is why we get along so well. Oh, I love me a Chanel girl, just classic lady all day, every day.
No other. I'm not. You see, her daughter helps her out. Her daughter provides her with a lot of designers. All of her designer clothes.
Oh, you had some good kids. You raised them right. I love that. Oh my God. Ironic, quick little side note. I just rescued 3 little baby puppies and I was finding them a foster home and I named them Lady, Coco, Chanel. One is Lady, one is Coco, one is Chanel. They were 3 fabulous ladies. So you know what? Us fabulous ladies stick together. I love this. So speaking of this, because you are so darn beautiful and trendy with your fashion, before we dive right into some of these heavier things, any fashion advice for other fellow fashionistas that are watching?
Queen says, you like it, buy it, dress up. You are beautiful. Feel good about yourself. God loves you.
Oh, couldn't have said it better, Queen. Absolutely. And I have to bust out a little secret here that was unveiled to me when we were talking on the phone. I hear you have your own personal stylist.
Yeah.
I think he's right next to you.
She says, I always shop for her.
It's true. Yeah. So John, tell us this, because when we were talking about this on the phone, you told me this blew my mind. What do you do for Queen?
As far as what?
Everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well. I try to do the things she can't do. I just try to. I try to do the things that she would normally do for herself. And as far
when
as
it comes to clothes, though, you told me
yeah,
that.
it comes to clothes. I go for some reason I've always just like buying clothes, and I know her style. You know, I think if you just get something bright, flashy, she normally likes it. But there has been quite a few occasions where and she's not reluctant to tell you something she doesn't like, and I can tell right away when she doesn't like something. When she likes something, she gets very exuberant, and when she doesn't like it, she gets very quiet. So anytime I bring something home and she's quiet, I know I got to take that back.
You just know. I love this. Well, when we were talking on the phone, I'm like, Queen, you hit the jackpot, because it came out that John, even long before ALS, so basically the whole time you guys have been together, he's been buying your clothes. So he comes and he buys you all this stylish stuff. So he is your stylist. He is your caretaker. He does all the cooking. He is your private chef. Saying, I don't know where do you sign up to get you one of these, but I will be first on the list.
Well, my daughter has taken a lot of pressure off me here lately. So she does most of it now.
I love that. And I think all of the ladies that are watching this can agree with me. When we all find the man that we're gonna, stay with it and marry for the rest of our lives, we're all sending them to the school of John. And you can train them on some fashion.
Sounds good. That sounds good.
Yes, you guys are so look at. I already know you're fantastic, but I love that the viewers are tuning in and seeing that also. We've got John and Queen are the most adorable couple. Just love them. Well, ditto.
Thank
ditto,
you.
Donna Class. We love them too.
Thank you.
Well, now that I'm on this excited high from all this great fashion and all this.
Okay.
Let's, why we are here tonight, you were diagnosed, as we said, in 2009 with ALS, bulbar ALS, a diagnosis that nobody ever wants to hear. You and John were retired in Florida. You thought that was it. You're going to be living your life out in the sunshine and the beach. And life threw you this curveball. You came back to Illinois as the disease progressed. What is one of the biggest challenges in life after ALS? I know that's a big question. There's probably many, but what's one of them you want to share with us tonight?
Okay, Queen says when she was diagnosed, one of her biggest challenges was losing her independence, losing the ability to drive, to speak clearly, and to do housework without losing her balance or falling down. She was a very, and still is, a very independent person. And that bothered her, although you would never know it, it did bother her. Yeah.
Well, even just talking about the things that you have lost and sort of continue to lose, because as we know, ALS continues to take mobility, take things away from you. So in all of that, though, what I found so beautiful when we talked, John, was you had said that you feel blessed. And so
Yes.
with a diagnosis like ALS, where you know what's coming, you know that there's no cure, and you're seeing it firsthand, what Queen is going through, why do you feel blessed?
Well, first of all, when the diagnosis came, and you have to consider also that we had been going back and forth with the doctors, and Florida really doesn't have the resources that we have here, and consequently, it was a long time before they even made the diagnosis, because the problem started off in a voice area, and we just thought she was losing her voice, something like that. And then when the diagnosis came with ALS, I knew about Lou Gehrig's story, but I never knew anyone with ALS. I know we didn't know anything about ALS. So we started doing some research and looking up on it. And my first inclination, to be honest with you, I just got very scared. And after I found out what it was, and it was a terminal illness, my first thing I thought was, why her? And I have to be very honest with you. Queen at no time did she hang her head. Did she ever say, why me? She just, she just accepted it and handed over to the Lord. And I said myself personally, I said, why her? But she never did it. We're just, we're blessed to have had the time. We are blessed that she's doing so well. And we're blessed that the progression is so slowly. And we're blessed to have the support system of the family, the church, and the ALS Association, and blessed that she's still doing so well, and blessed that, above all, we're blessed by the grace of God that she's still here. That's why we're blessed.
I love that. And as you said, she is defying a lot of odds because now got me a little choked up a little bit because we know that ALS has, usually a life expectancy of 3 to 5 years. And here you are, Queen, you were diagnosed in 2009 and you're still here, you're still fighting. So you do have grace and you have all those things in your corner. And I love that, John, that you even made the point, because I can't imagine walking in your shoes, Queen, having something like this brought into my life. And as John said, you never faltered. You always stayed positive. You always had your faith. You always held your head high and never asked why you. How in the world, through all of this, have you been able to keep that mindset, that positivity, and that inspiration?
How has she been able to do it?
Yeah, how?
Okay. She says, I tell myself, I am not a victim. I am a victor. Victory is mine. My faith in God and his grace and mercy is with me. I trust and believe he will get me through, just like he said in his word. I thank him every day for keeping me alive. I am an overcomer, holding on to Jesus' hand, my life for God's glory. That is her.
Yeah.
That's not just words. That's just her.
Oh, I feel like we just end it now. There's nothing can top that. I mean, Queen, I think that is the quote of the century right now. It's true. You are an absolute victor. There's not an ounce of you that is letting this get the better of you in any way, shape, or form. Gemma's watching. Gemma is cheering you guys on. You look amazing as always.
Yes.
Queen, I admire you so much. Like I said, this is so heavy. This is so hard. And I cannot even imagine for a second going through what you're going through. But to have this mindset, to have this attitude, you are an absolute inspiration. And I hope everyone can feel that, because I can feel it even just shining through this. So you're incredible. Well, just all of these things that you're dealing with, what would you say is maybe the hardest part of battling ALS? And then despite how hard it is, a lot of great things come out of this. So what would you say is also the most rewarding in this battle with ALS?
Queen says one of the hardest is limited mobility. weakening muscles, rewarding so much love and support from my family, friends, and church. It is a blessing, makes life more easy to try on. I said, watching her trying to communicate with people, seeing her not get discouraged or frustrated when there's something she can't do or say.
Any rewarding moments? I mean, this has brought a lot of change in your life, and a lot of good has come out of this, right? So what are some of the rewarding or positive
Just the
things that have
rewarding
come
one
out
is so much,
of this new
the
journey you're on
rewarding
in
one
your
is so much
life?
love and support from family, from friends, from churches. That's rewarding more. And the support that you get, we get so much support from our family, and we always know that they're always going to be there regardless. And no one looks down on her or pities her. They just support her and just loves her, and that's what's so rewarding. And they always include her of every. She goes more than me. She's going somewhere all the time. Every other day is I'm going this year. I'm going over Mimi's house. I'm going here. She's always. I am the homebody. I'm the homebody.
Well, of course, John. She's looking fantastic 24/7. She's got to be out in the world to show that off. I mean, come on. She's that. I can tell you right now, Queen, that necklace is not meant to stay at home. That necklace isn't meant to be out in the world. I just love your guys' energy. So, yeah.
She said I'm her chauffeur.
Oh, we're adding that to the list. So you are the caregiver, the stylist, the cook, right. And the chauffeur.
Not a chauffeur, right? Exactly.
And the chauffeur, and the cheerleader in her corner cheering her on. So again, I make the claim. Where do we find us one of those? That's what we all want to know. Please, girl, hats off to you, because you did it. You did it. Well, speaking of your fabulous husband / all the things, the chauffeur, cook, stylist, all of the things, we have always said it on this show that ALS doesn't just affect you, Queen, doesn't just affect the person that is battling it. This is felt by the whole community, by your family, by your loved ones. They are all in this with you. So, John, what is it like to now not only, be the husband, but now to step into that role of being a caregiver, a chauffeur, a cook, of all of those things?
Rewarding. I'm glad to be able to help her, because I know if she could, she would do it herself. And if the situation was reversed, she would do that and more. That's just the kind of person that she is. She inspires you. She makes you want to help her just by the way she is, by the person that she is. And that's what I get my reward. Just being able to being able to be here for her and to help her and to love her.
And seeing that beautiful smile. Gosh. I mean, I meant every word in that intro when I said it, Queen. You just have this light about you that just makes everybody happier and smile bigger, and you just have that effect on people. And John, I see how you get to be surrounded by that every day. It's so beautiful.
Exactly.
And you brought up how inspiring she is. How does she inspire you?
By never giving
I know, big.
By never giving up. By never giving up. By never complaining. By never feeling sorry for herself, and just being her own positive self. That's how she inspires me.
Queen, you are a queen. You are indeed. Well, we also talked a little bit earlier. You guys brought up what a great support system and how blessed you are to have all of that. So, speaking of great support systems, what has the ALS Association meant to you and to your family and to this journey that you've been on?
The ALS Association means so much to us. She says, I have everything I need to manage a normal life living with ALS. Good doctors. I have breathing machines, motorized chairs, homemaker, leg braces, therapists. We have everything we need. We have had occasions when ALS we've had to loan, had our wheelchair had broken down, or we had borrowed for a time a wheelchair. They've loaned us ramps. They basically have been there for us. Whenever we needed, they've helped us out with it.
I love that. And you even threw out a lot of the services that they provide, which I love that you guys can attest firsthand to. We just closed this matching campaign when we got to announce that we've matched and raised $100,000, and you guys are the direct sort of beneficiaries of where this money goes, and being able to supply all of those things to you for free, to be able to give you all of these services and help you for free. So it's beautiful to hear from you what that means from you.
Right.
So I love that.
Well, your question was, what does it mean to us, the ALS situation? Well, the services just
just what has all of that? Yeah, what has all that meant to you? That was just a side note.
We didn't have to worry. We didn't have to worry about it. We found comfort in the fact that if we ever needed anything, the ALS Association was there, and it wasn't just lip service. I mean, they have provided. They acted on it. They said they would be there, and when we went to them, they were there, and we also know that by virtue of the fact that they were there in the past, they will be there in the future.
That's awesome. Well, I want to dive into walk real quick before we let you guys go, because this has been so exciting. We've kicked off the Walk to Defeat ALS season. We just had a walk over the weekend, our Chicago walk, and you guys had a team there, the very own Queen's Bee walk team. So tell us about the walk. How did it go?
First of all, I want to go back to the name Queen Bee. The name came about because of her name, first and foremost. Queen, it means royalty. So my daughter immediately thought about bees that are workers for the Queen. So there was Queen Bee. Meaning we all work for support of our Queen. Hence the gold and black colors, which are our team colors. The walk was great. Weather was great. To be back after 2 years. COVID being in the background, a 2-mile walk. We were excited to be out again. It was just great to see the camaraderie. It was great to get together and join other people and feel the good positive energy that was there on Saturday.
Aww, I just love you guys so much. Queen's Bees. And you know what? If you guys have fallen in love as much as I have, you can join Queen's team. You can be one of the Queen's Bees out there supporting this beautiful woman. All the information's up in the comment section. You sure can. Oh.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The cops are coming for you. They're coming for you. No, I'm just letting everybody know that's watching. If you guys are interested, if you don't want to start your own walk team, and if you are so inspired to do so, you can be one of Queen's Bees, and you can join and you can walk in support of her and all of those battling ALS. Now, you guys are, I'm going to go ahead and say you guys are walk veterans, because you have been doing this for 12 years. You've done walks for 2 years when you were living in Florida, 10 years back here in Illinois. That is a lot of walk seasons. That is a lot of bees hustling for their queen. What was it like for you guys, since you've seen this evolve throughout the years? What was sort of the first walk like, if you can remember, 12 years ago, sort of compared to what just happened last weekend?
Well, the first walk, of course, was in Florida. it was new to us, and it wasn't very long, and it wasn't a lot of people there, but it was a lot of support. And then our second walk was also in Florida, and each year it got busy. But the main thing was the support that the people and the encouragement that it gave us, and we just went, and they encouraged us, and everybody was trying to do their part and put forth the effort. And we just learned that over the years to be persistent, and let people know how, and let folks know that we know how important the effort is in finding a cure. We're just not out there walking. We're out there walking, and we're out there trying to raise funds to try, and the end result is the main purpose is trying to find a cure. And we found, and what we've really found over the years is, as the years have progressed, is I think initially we call someone up, and if they say, okay, we're going to donate, and if they didn't donate, we just didn't bother anymore. Now we got very good at calling them back the second time or third time, and it just and just make what we call friendly reminders. We're very good at getting friendly reminders. So that's what we do now. So I
like that.
Yeah.
I like that wording, friendly reminders.
Right.
No one is being forgotten.
Right. All right.
Oh, I love that. Well, speaking of longevity, and like you guys are committed, it has been 12 years of incredible walks with Queen's Bees, and your love story is so beautiful. So I want to know any words of advice to anybody that's watching, how you guys have managed to stay so in love, be so darn adorable, keep such a strong marriage after almost 4 decades together, and all the things life keeps throwing at you. What's the secret?
Queen says, communicate, compromise, maintain your identity, learn to listen, be honest, honor vows and commitment, don't go to bed angry, forgive, keep God in your life, let the wife be right all the time, LOL, don't leave, just stay. I said.
Oh, Queen, I love it. Just let the woman be right and all the problems are solved.
I said, realize that God made you both different. Consequently, you have different ways. You look at things differently. So reach a medium and don't leave. When you live, but I have to put on this, when you live with such a positive person like Queen, it's hard to be negative, although I still am sometimes. She just inspires me. She's actually the wind beneath my wings. The best thing that ever happened to me, other than the Lord.
I just love. There is so much of this happening right now. I could just tell you. I love people chiming in. Someone else agreed. Yep, she's always right. You just let the ladies in your life be right. Everything works itself out. But John, I love that, and I love it even more because I know, as you said, you're not just saying it. You're not saying these things to say them. You right. just, and I feel it with every fiber of your being. She really is for the sure. Wings beneath your. I mean, yeah, it sounds corny, but no, you two just have this beautiful love.
It's the truth. Yeah, you can't help but be inspired by her. I mean, just to be in a presence. You know, like I like to say, the Lord did not throw away the mold when He made her. He just didn't make a lot like her.
Oh. John, I feel like you should be writing some cards. You should have your own line of greeting cards that the rest of us can give to each other. Gemma chiming in with such a lovely couple. Thanks for sharing your love story.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you for sharing your love story. Thank you for Queen. Thank you for just sharing your warmth and your inspiration. And you are fighting this with such incredible, serious just
Yes.
hope and grace and presence and all of that. And I'm so happy that you two are part of the Sunflower Hour family now. And
Thanks for asking us.
you're stuck with us.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks.
All right.
You
All right.
too. Have a great night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, John. Okay, are they not the cutest couple ever? Tell me a better couple. Put it in the comments because I don't think they exist. Those two are just stinking adorable. And it's true, all the things that we said. I'm so in awe of not only Queen, but all of the amazing guests we've had on this show. And the way that they battle this disease is beyond inspiring. So another one in the books for some great inspiration. And we are not done yet because get ready. We have even more amazing inspiration coming up to share with you. Real quick before we get to that, I do want to mention that you guys also heard me talk about this last show. We had the MLB, the Major League Baseball's Lou Gehrig's Day. It was the second annual event, happened on June 2nd. If you were there, thanks for coming out and supporting. But the Cubs actually played. They won the game. It was absolutely incredible. It was a day for so many people to get together, watch some baseball, and support Lou Gehrig's Day. It was a huge event. The merchandise, you guys can still get that. The merchandise is pretty darn amazing, and it is a little bit of a limited edition. It won't be around all the time. That can be available on alsmerch.com. And some exciting news on this topic, actually. So the socks were gone. They were away when this happened. So they are going to be having a game on the 26th. So we sort of get a second, like a post MLB Lou Gehrig's Day, we get a second one. So that is happening on the 26th. The Sox are playing if you're a huge Sox fan. I think Sam already put the link up. Yep, she did. And if you go ahead and buy tickets to that game, a portion of the ticket sales are going back to the ALS Association's Greater Chicago chapter. So just another day to celebrate, honor those, and continue to fight for a cure. That's coming up on the 26th. Now, without further ado, let's get on in because we have two more incredible women waiting in the wing to share their stories with you. I want to welcome to the show two nurses who share more than just a profession in common. These two extraordinary women share love for helping others, for their family, and most importantly, they share a place in their hearts for Betty. Betty Brugman was from a family of 13. Yes, a family of 13. She led by example and found the good in absolutely everything. She was a proud wife, mother, grandmother who adored her family above all else. In 2003, Betty was diagnosed with ALS and lost her battle in 2005. Here to celebrate the life legacy of Betty, please welcome her daughter, Diane Bolger, and her granddaughter, Molly Robinson. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on. We are so excited to have both of you here and to share, and let's talk about Betty, especially during this week, because as we were talking, Diane, this is the anniversary of your mother passing. So this is a really special week, and this is a great way to sort of honor her. So start us off by telling us about your mom, your grandma. Tell us about Betty.
Well, Betty was a wonderful person, and she had nothing but love for her family, not just for myself and my siblings, but all of her grandkids. But like I said, she's from a very big family, and they were all important to her. She had 6 sisters and was very close with all of them. Many of her immediate family passed away when she was, fairly young, actually, probably in her 40s. So she was very, very close with her sisters. So, yeah.
Just an extraordinary woman. And I really love doing this show so much because I get to hear all these great stories. And when you were telling me about her on the phone, it was just the stories, you just exuded so much excitement for her. She just sounded like a truly incredible woman who's done some amazing things with just loving and supporting people. And I think that's really, really special.
Yeah.
And so she was a nurse. So I heard when we were talking, this is kind of a family, I don't even know what we call this, but this just runs deep in the family for your love for helping people, because you two, as we said, are both nurses. And obviously there's a passion for that in your family. So did that come from Betty? Is she the one that inspired this career path for both of you?
So my grandma was a great caregiver. Obviously, she raised 7 beautiful children, and she took excellent care of my grandfather as well. Um, but I actually was inspired by my aunts, Diane being one of them, and also my Aunt Mary Beth. They were the nurses in our family, and so I kind of watched those two help take care of my grandmother when she was diagnosed with ALS, and then also the hospice nurses. And so I really got to see the excellent care that my grandmother received. And so I was really inspired by them and by her own, how she battled her disease. And so I got to kind of see that. And I was kind of at a transition in my own life. And so seeing her go through that and the great care that she got kind of pushed me to go into a career in nursing. So it's kind of a silver lining if you look at it that way. So she received really excellent care. And I know that there's a lot of inspiration that a lot of people received from that.
I love that you say that, Molly, because it's true. I mean, there are so many sort of negative things we can focus on with something like an ALS diagnosis. And it's crazy how something as awful as that can lead to so many great things. Like this. I mean, this brought this whole new path into your life. And now you have this incredible career as a nurse, and you get to help countless other people. And that came from this whole negative situation. I think that's really, like you said, beautiful silver lining.
Beautiful. Yeah, and my grandpa actually was a great caretaker as well. So he took excellent care of my grandmother during the illness as well. So, and he was one of my good cheerleaders trying to get me into nursing school. So I have to give him a shout out as well, I guess.
I love you guys. Are just seem like just a whole big family of just, I mean, you guys are meant to be caretakers. There's no question.
Yeah,
because it's not even just you two.
Yeah, there are 8 nurses in our family. So.
I mean, yes, you guys are caretakers to the next level. I love that. Well, after the diagnosis, you had mentioned that your family came together as caretakers, like we were talking about. What was that experience like? And what did you learn from, I guess, a new role that wasn't so new, but this role you all had to step into together to be there and rally around your mom and your grandma?
Yeah. When my mom was getting weaker, and my dad had been her sole caretaker, we all kind of took turns, I guess you would say, going to spend time with her. We wanted, first of all, give my dad some respite, but also we didn't want to miss a minute with her while we had her, knowing that her life would be shortened. And so consequently, while our family became closer, that is one thing, but I have 3 sisters. And well, I think we were doing this even before that, as I know we were, but we have spent a weekend every year for probably 25 years together as sisters. And so we were already doing it before Mom was even sick. But afterwards, it even gave us more closeness. And we get together, and who do we talk about? Our mom. And all of her wonderful virtues, and of course, how much we miss her and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
I think that's one of those beautiful, as you were telling me, she leads by example, and she set that beautiful example for you of how important family are, how short life, really is, and what matters most. And you took that and you ran with it.
Yeah, we certainly did. And I mean, we've got brothers too, so it's not the same as a woman thing, of course, but our whole family has really pulled together. And the next generation, Molly's generation, same thing. I mean, it's easy to be close with the people your own age, but this next generation is close with everyone. I think there's 16, 17 grandkids, Molly, something like that. And yeah, I mean, and everyone just cares for everyone. And if somebody's having a hard time, everybody's there to give them support. Yeah. So, yeah, it's really made a close-knit family.
That is so beautiful. Family values, absolutely the most important thing. So beautiful. Well, Molly, so this was kind of, Diane, the way that you are with your sisters and that finding your mom's inspiration, letting her lead by example and picking all that up. What was it like for you, Molly, to see your grandma? Maybe just what inspired you about her, or what lessons or examples did she show you that have stuck with you to this day?
Well, I think probably the greatest lesson that my grandmother gave me is she really taught us how to love. Really, the door to her home was always open, and holidays were a big deal, especially like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they lived in a small house, but it was always filled to the brim. And we had stairs and tables downstairs, and everybody was packed in. And it wasn't just family that was invited, it was friends of friends of friends, and nobody was turned away. And Christmas, she always wanted to make sure everybody had something to open, even if it was just something little. And even if somebody was invited and she didn't actually personally know that person, it was just, an acquaintance of somebody that didn't have anybody else to go, she wanted to make sure they had something to open. And so she just really, really taught us how to love. And I think that's the greatest lesson that she gave us.
Absolutely. And I think that's a lesson that we can always need reminders on. We can never forget with everything that's going on in the world. That is just, it's beautiful. And it seems simple, but yeah. Just love. Just love. How about you, Diane? Is there any fun moment or memory that really just sticks out in your brain about your mom that you want to share?
Well, today I contacted my sisters because I wanted to make sure that we were all kind of on the same page. But anyway, our mom, she was a very beautiful woman. And she always took really great care of herself. Kind of reminded me of Queen, but not quite to that extreme. However, even though she was weak and very weak, couldn't really do a lot of things for herself, she always had her hair done. She had her nails done. And when she went into hospice, she had to wear her silk pajamas. So she would look beautiful at the end. But even before that, kind of a funny little anecdote was that there was a point, where she could no longer swallow very well, but she always wanted her little glass of wine, no matter what. So there was no question about it. She was somehow going to get her little glass of wine. So.
Love that. A woman on a mission.
No kidding. I think it helped her to feel a little bit like her normal self. Okay. Things that she had done. So when everything else was kind of melting away. So.
Oh, wine and silk pajamas. I mean, what more do you need?
Yes, I know. Very dignified. The nurses in hospice were very impressed.
So. I love that. Well, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, Molly. You were saying with the silver lining, but like we were talking about with Queen and John earlier, there are so many sad moments in ALS. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've cried over just hearing some of these stories. This is tough stuff, but there are so many beautiful, beautiful moments and silver linings, like we pointed out, that come out of this. Is there any other things that we didn't sort of touch on yet that came out of Betty's ALS journey? Molly found your dream career. What other beautiful things came out of?
I'm sorry, you cut off.
Oh
no. What I was just saying, what we've talked about some silver linings that came from this, but are there any other just beautiful things that came out of such a horrible disease, a horrible thing that came down on you? What other good things came from Betty's ALS journey?
Oh, I think we kind of just talked about it, just bringing our family closer and, um, being involved in the ALS Association, being a part of something bigger, looking forward to the walks every year. I think probably bringing our family closer was the biggest thing.
And I
I
think
love
she
that.
taught us that you can have something really not very nice happen in your life, but she never, ever complained. She was like Queen. She accepted it, learned to live with it. And I think that her faith, which was very strong, both for both her and my dad, that kept her going. And I was with her the day that she was near the end. And she was at home, but she was kind of in a staring mood and kind of out of it a little bit. And so she sort of came out of that little place. And I said, Mom, are you okay? And she said, I was talking to my mother. And it just touched me that she knew she was close and she wanted to see her mother. Her mother died early, pretty young. So yeah. So it's just interesting the things that you go through and how much that means to you. But she was obviously missing her mother. So yeah. I don't know, Molly, did you know that story?
I did not know that story. And I guess missing your mother towards the end of death is actually something very natural to do.
I would think
That's a
so.
very beautiful story.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
I know. I'm getting a little bit choked up over here. I just think I said it before. I just can't say it enough. I said it when Queen said it. Your mom having this attitude and being hit with something like an ALS diagnosis, I cannot even begin to express. I'm just so in awe of the way that your mom, the Queen, that they can take this on and still remain so positive.
Mhm.
And still have such strong belief in their faith and all of the things that keep them going. I just find that so incredible. And I don't think that's anything easy at all. I think that's a testament to how incredible your mom was, how incredible these people are that are battling this every single day.
Yeah. And she had things she wanted to finish in life. One of my youngest sister had moved to Tucson, Arizona, and she had never been to her home. So she was a few months before the end, but she wanted to go to make sure my sister Jane was settled and had her home was there and everything was A-okay. And she and my dad went to Arizona to see my sister in her new home. And, it was just like unfinished business for her. And she had to do it. So, yeah.
Well, like we said, a woman on a mission.
Yeah,
she had a
was.
mission and there was no stopping her. There really
No,
wasn't.
there was not.
Well, you guys brought up some great things that this did. And I think one of the things that stuck out for me when I was talking with you, Diane, was the fact that you said this is purpose. You guys found this new purpose between the walks, but to step up and decide to be ALS advocates, to keep Betty's story alive, to keep inspiring people. And that's what what you're doing. So how have you found it? What are you guys doing to keep that story alive, to keep raising awareness for ALS?
Molly, why don't you go first?
Well, I was just going to say, we're getting ready to do our walks coming up. Diane has hers coming up in July, and we have ours in Minnesota in September. So it'll be our 18th year doing walks, which is huge. So it's been wonderful. So our team is Betty's Butterflies, and that's something that we've really enjoyed being a part of as a family. Diana and I have been able to walk together, which that's what I prefer to do. But because of distance, we've had to separate. But we have butterflies all across the country. So we have little teams represented. I think we counted 6 different states. And some of our family members have actually done some of the ALS rides on their bikes before too. So So it's been wonderful. It's been really great to be out in the communities promoting and raising money and trying to continue to raise awareness. So that's what we've been up to.
Just no big
Just
deal.
that.
Just running a fantastic 18-year run of Patty's Butterflies.
Yeah, it has been a long time. We've gone through several sets of T-shirts for our family.
We have, yes.
Wow.
Probably due for another one, Molly.
Probably. We keep
I
adding
wish I would have
members, too,
preemptively
so.
asked you guys, and we could have seen the T-shirts throughout the years. See
Oh.
them as they've progressed.
Yeah.
18 years. That is massive. That is so amazing. I want to ask the same question to you guys then. So you've been doing this for so long. How have you seen the progression? What has it been like over the years? How has it evolved as time's gone on?
Well, I would say for my contingency, sorry, Molly, I don't mean, go ahead. We started out, I used to live in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and there was no way I wanted to go down to Chicago to do their walk. That was just too far. I mean, as the crow flies, it's 60 miles. So, it'd be taking you a couple hours to get down there. But anyway, so we just went to one of our local parks, got our friends and family together that were living in the area, made some signs, collected some money, and we walked. And we did that for about 2 or 3 years. So we kind of did our own walk, but then sent the money in. And then Milwaukee, our daughter and Molly were both living in Milwaukee at the time. And so they started talking about the walk up there, and they thought that might be kind of fun to do. So we all headed up to Milwaukee. And I don't know, how many years do you think we did that? About 4 or 5, probably, Molly? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah. And once they, for our part of the group, once they started in Rockford, the very first year we went there, and we continued with them. Now this year they're in Byron, but Rockford was more central for most of our family that could come. So anyway, so we're still doing it. Did mini walks, of course, the last couple of years with the pandemic, and we're gonna do mini walks again this year because it's just hard for people to get together. So, but that's okay. We have fun in all of our different places we go. So
yeah, you're just spreading the love. You're spreading the butterflies just even further out.
We're trying.
Yeah. And obviously you must love it because you keep coming back year after year for 18 years. So what is maybe some of the highlights of the Walk to Defeat ALS?
Well, it was just, go ahead, Molly, go ahead.
I love you guys both have so many amazing things to say.
Go ahead, Diane.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that the walks in Milwaukee were fun. They were a lot of fun, but they were huge. I mean, they had beer tents at 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I don't know. And they're selling brats and, typical Wisconsin foods and stuff. And that was a new deal for me anyway. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but there were so many people there. But anyway, we had fun. We had fun every year. The one year over in Rockford, it poured rain. It was horrible. It was absolutely a torrential downpour. So we were all soaking wet, stayed around for the raffle, and went out to a restaurant to eat.
We're getting don't judge the Wisconsinites.
Yeah, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. She lives in Milwaukee.
We won't judge you, Diane's daughter. We won't. We love the Wisconsinites.
So Molly, go. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Molly.
Yeah, go ahead with your. Yeah, I'm talking too much. You didn't give me the signal.
No, I'm just happy to see your face. I was just gonna say I feel like they've gotten bigger over the years. My first one was in Minneapolis, then I did a few in Milwaukee with Diane, and then I actually have done a couple. I went back to Minneapolis. I've done a couple with my Aunt Kay, who lives in St. Cloud. So I met her in Minneapolis, and I've done one in St. Cloud with her. But then the last few have been in Rochester, and it's been great to see more people signing up, even in the smaller towns. So it's been good to see more people out there walking. So
yeah,
I love that. I love that we're growing in the right direction, and we just keep spreading the word and getting more butterflies to come in and champion on behalf. And speaking of that, before we go, I want to know, because I think there's such a beautiful story behind, how'd you get the name for your walk team, Betty's Butterflies?
Well, originally, so our first walk was when my grandmother was still alive. So I wanted to choose a name that really represented her. And to me, I felt like my grandma was fighting her disease like an iron butterfly. She was always a very petite woman, but when ALS kind of took over her body, she became very frail. But on the outside, but on the inside, I felt like she had this amazing inner strength, and she was very courageous, and she just fought a very great battle. And so I felt like she was fighting like an iron butterfly. So that's why I chose the name Betty's Butterflies. And I also see a butterfly as a sign of hope. So I felt like it was a positive message. So initially, that's why I chose the name. But I feel like that name has kind of evolved over the years, as we talked about. Now we have all these teams across the country. So it's kind of fun to think about that we have little butterflies all around. And of course,
is there
now
time for one other little story?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, this was a few years ago, but I was on a walk in my neighborhood, and I went, it was probably about 2 miles long, but anyway, I get to the first part of the walk, and this butterfly comes and landed on my forearm. It stayed on my arm the entire 2 miles, and then it flew away. And I just, I was in tears, but it was just, I knew that was a symbol for my mom. And I got to stop.
Gosh.
She was with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. She was with you every step of the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I want to leave everybody watching with one more thing, in your mom's honor for Betty. What would you say is your mom and your grandma's legacy?
I would think the love that she left for our family. It's now down. There are great grandchildren, in this family from them, and they're the same way. They're just as loving and wonderful as they can ever be. And I just really think that's what, it was basically her and my dad, but yeah. I'm sure Molly probably agrees with that one. So,
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the love. Well, that is so beautiful. And every time we see a butterfly, I say we just, hi to your mom. Say hi to Betty every time we see a butterfly.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I love that, ladies. Thank you so much for being here, especially on such a special week.
Oh, thank you.
In honor of your mom. We'll keep sharing her story, and we'll keep fighting for Betty. We'll get closer.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And we will see you on July 10th at the Northern Illinois Walk, or at the mini walks. You guys will be doing your own mini walks coming up in September. Yeah. So cheers to Betty's Butterfly. Thank you, ladies, so much for everything you do and for continuing to share the story and share the love.
Thank you. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
It was wonderful.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
So I love when episodes like this are just packed with endless love. So we are so lucky to have had such incredible guests tonight. And in the name of all of them, we will continue to keep fighting for Betty, keep fighting for Queen. And guys, I think the theme of tonight and the moral of all of this was just love. Let's just love each other. Let's spread some love, and let's keep supporting and fighting for all of those battling this disease and get one step closer to finding a cure. Thank you guys so much for watching, being a part of the Sunflower Hour family. We will see you again on July 21st, or June. Goodness, we're not ready to kick you to July. We'll see you again on June 21st. And until next time, be bright and shine your light.